I start saying one day.
Okay.
When she started going through all of those people that she was going through, all of those bosses that she was going through, I started saying one day.
Right.
I know that's right.
One day. God, I know you see it. One day.
Right.
I had to see it.
Was it tough for you to be like, man, you know what?
No.
I see it, but
You know why it wasn't tough? Because see,
He knows why.
God was blessing me.
right.
He had me where I was being blessed. So even without her moving,
He was still good.
God was still blessing us.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
And she didn't move. But I had to have faith in God that God was going to move her.
Right.
And in the direction that she needed to be pushed in.
Right.
God had to push her. It couldn't be me. Because guess what? If it was me pushing, oh, she'd have fought me tooth and nail.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm just not ready. I'm No. But if God open the door
Yep.
and start showing you things,
Right.
and
Ooh, I'm about to cry.
especially if you're spiritual and you can see that it's God, then guess what?
Right.
He ain't got to tug on you too hard.
Right.
You start making decisions.
You start
I
hearing
need
them
to
so
do this.
clearly.
I need to do that. I need to do this. And I need to do that.
Right.
And I start smiling.
Yeah, he
Because you can
did.
see
And
it.
then
I said,
look
Ron.
at God.
Right.
He was like, well, why are you tired of me? I'm like, Ron, I was up to like 2:30 in the morning reading and studying. And my alarm is set 5:30 in the morning
Right.
to go to work.
Exactly.
You know, to be to work at 7. I mean, like, I think last night I was up to 1:30. And then I was like, oh my God. But then when I'm reading this stuff, it just comes so clear to me. And I'm able to write. And he shared with me today, he saw some of the ideas and things I wrote.
Right.
And
I
he
looked
said,
at
I
her
was
book. I went through a book and started reading some of it. I said, look at this.
He was smiling.
Yeah. Made you proud of yourself?
Oh yeah.
Did
Oh
it make
yeah.
you like proud to see like, man, this
And everything
That's what I
I
seen.
do, and
that's tough.
go ahead, baby. I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
I always think about. I don't know if you remember Dr. Richardson, Claudia Richardson
Hosky,
from
right?
Hosky. I used to work for. Aunt Julia got me the job. Pretty Aunt Julia, and when I was leaving to move here, and they took me out to lunch, all of them, and I never forget those words Dr. Richardson said to me, and they stay with me to this day. She pulled me to the side. She said, "You know what? There's so much potential in you that you don't see in yourself,
Right.
and you need to bring it forward because you can do anything." Dr. Richardson told me that,
Right.
and it just always stayed with me.
That's been years ago.
So now, I said, Lord, I said, she done made me this person.
Right.
I said, Ron, now I don't know, nobody like me. Because cause now I'm expecting someone else, hey, I need for you to get this.
Right.
Because you can do this. You know? Now, I don't knock nobody on my job or anywhere. I don't care what kind of position you have. Because you come to work every day to do a job.
Right.
You know? But when I see young people who think they got to be stuck in a certain position,
Right.
I'm like, nah, there's more out there.
Exactly.
There's more out there for
Right.
you. You know?
That's why I think people limit themselves. You know what I'm saying?
They think they got to be stuck in some type of, and I'm not knocking the system, I've been on it, you know,
Right.
but you know, it's okay to
You don't
get
gotta
away
settle-
from that.
Right,
You
right.
don't
You
have
don't
to
gotta settle
settle.
for it.
Exactly.
Right.
Mm-mm.
I don't know, maybe different people got
It's
different
the
motivation.
it's like the Ron said, baby, it's the mindset, and then you still gotta, and like the old owners, I learned a lot from them. You know, you gotta meet people where they are. Meet them where they are. You're not gonna be able to help and save them all,
Right.
and then you can't always. I still do. If I see a door opening to speak something spiritual or whatever, I do.
Right.
But you can't beat it in them.
Right.
Can't beat it in them if they don't know nothing about God.
Do you think like people base or just settle for how they living right now based on like
How they came up.
right how they came up and uses that as an excuse?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's a
I think-
generational curse.
You know, being raised a certain way or by certain people. There's, you know, people take there's blessings in being raised without parents, without things, with things.
Right.
You know, because if you got things, if you got a father in the house,
Right.
then you can use him as a role model as to what to be or what not to be.
Right.
You know, if you don't have a father in a home, then you can aspire to be the husband of a woman, not to leave her. You know, to be the father of your children, to support your children, especially if you're not being supported. All right, so you know what not to do and what to do. It teaches you what to do and what not to do. Being raised a certain way with things and without things, you know, when everybody have said, when I have kids, I'm gonna make sure they have.
Right. I got
You know, I'm gonna make sure because I didn't have. So being raised a certain way, yes, it definitely affect you, but it don't have to affect you the negative way.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
That's good.
It don't have to affect you in a
That
negative
makes
way.
sense.
Yeah.
So I mean, you know, it can go either way, but it's up to the individual
Right.
To make a change.
to say, I want better.
Right.
I'm gonna do better.
Right.
My worth. I'm worth more than going to prison or dying early
Right.
or not making the best for myself, not having the best for myself, or putting myself in the best position.
Right.
Because my father wasn't there. We stayed I grew up in the projects.
Right.
My mother went to bed hungry. We didn't have all the time. There were 10 of us.
God, I don't know how she
So-
did it, Lord. Y'all would have got oodles and noodles.
We competed at the dinner table.
Uh huh.
So my thing
That's why you had
was,
to have it cooking one.
my thing was, I had a goal. I was recruited to play professional baseball right out of high school.
Right.
My mother said, no, put the scouts out the house. Said, no, he's not playing professional baseball. He's going to college.
Right.
You know,
She saw potential.
that was for me. I didn't see it then. I didn't get upset, didn't get mad. Because guess what? I wanted to go to college because I had to get out of that environment.
I know that's right.
It was an environment that I just didn't want to be in.
Right.
Because I saw better for myself. You know, I don't know. I was a little different. Yeah, I was a fighter. Yeah,
Right.
I used to fight all the time.
Right.
But was I one that wanted to take somebody's life the way it was happening all around me? No.
Right.
Because
Right.
I didn't want to do drugs. I didn't do drugs. I didn't want to drink. I drank my first beer when I was 22.
Right.
You know, and you know,
I used to always ask
So-
you, right? How I said I used to always ask Ron. I used to be like, Ron, how you make it out? Like, what made you want to just get out of that?
Yeah,
Right.
What made you
Yeah,
have
like
it,
what
like-
did it?
my
What
mother-
did it?
Yeah.
my mother will tell you that I'm the only child she got that she has never heard curse in front of her.
Mm-hmm.
Never. I've never disrespected her.
Right.
She'll tell you that. The thing that made me want to get out is the way I was living at the time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's good.
Right.
See, because I knew it was a struggle,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
and I didn't want to go through that struggle. I didn't want to struggle like that in my adult life. I didn't want my children to go through no struggle,
Right.
and definitely didn't want life to be a struggle for me.
For sure. Yep.
So
that's
that's
all
what made me. That's what gave me the determination. I was determined
Right.
not to be there.
What's alright, speaking of struggle, right? What's one struggle that you vividly remember to be like, man, you know what? That's one of the main reasons why I'm
I
gonna
got
make
out.
this change, or I'm leaving, I'm gone. One thing that you like vividly remember.
One thing I vividly remember is people sitting, men and women, sitting on the curve in front of our house,
Right.
about 30 feet from our doorstep,
Mm-hmm.
ODing on drugs, on heroin.
Right. We just watched something like that earlier
I
today.
can't watch
In
no
Florida.
videos.
They would
Yeah,
they would
we
come up to
did.
you and ask you for a cup of water
Mm-hmm.
so they could mix their heroin to
And
shoot
do
up
it.
in their arms, and they were OD right in front of our house.
Right outside the crib.
So that was a determining factor. Yeah.
Like, no, I don't
And I
wanna
tell
do
you
that.
this, growing up when I played ball, all the way from Little League all the way through high school,
Mm-hmm.
all the drug dealers knew me. All of them.
Right.
And they used to say, leave him alone.
Respect little
Did they used to
KJ.
bet
That's
on
right.
you wrong?
Respect
They
KJ.
bet on you.
That's
That's
KJ.
Yeah.
They used to
That's
I
KJ.
What's that little
What up,
video?
KJ?
That's what's wrong.
Yeah.
Remember what's that video that comes out
They
this
didn't
kid?
call me
Still
KJ.
recording.
It was RJ.
RJ.
Oh, they used to go RJ. Alright.
RJ.
Uh-huh.
I don't know
RJ.
how you gonna get that clip.
That's cool. That'll be alright. That'll be alright. Little RJ. Yeah, man. That ain't
But
bad
I'm
at all.
telling you, and that was a determining factor. And
Right.
then seeing some of my friends get shot and killed
Right.
right out there in the street.
Uh-huh.
You know,
Mm.
guy get shot over a nickel,
Right.
shooting dice for nickels, and the guy shooting,
Wow.
which was crazy.
Simple stuff, man.
Then a friend of mine hung himself,
Right.
You seen him?
hanging right in the closet.
See, it be
My
them.
brother witnessed that.
What?
One of his friends hung himself.
That's why.
One of his best
good.
friends.
Yeah.
That's why I always say
Yeah.
PTSD is just not from people in the
Mhm.
military. It could be things that happen in your childhood.
Right.
like-
I wonder. I often wonder if. Well, I don't know. I probably got some PTSD. I know it ain't come from the army.
It ain't come
It
from your childhood
definitely,
either.
either.
it definitely come from the army.
What you say that for?
I know. I've
You used to
been,
go on weekends and reserves.